Hi, I've been tagged in a dinner tag by Cooking with Cricket, and I'll link Cricket's channel below. And the dinner tag is asking 9 questions about food that I either prepare or that I like to eat or my family eat. So I'll just go to it and answer the questions. The first question is, what's my favourite crock pot meal? And I would say that my favourite crock pot meal is how I make my roast beef. I always just wrap it in tin foil and put the beef in there with some seasonings and things like that, and just let it cook slowly. So I would say that's my favourite crock pot meal. I do love using the crock pot in the winter, and I've got a couple of recipes on my channel. One for like an apple dessert that I always make in the crock pot. Number 2 is, what is my favourite easy clean up meal? I would have to say anything really that's made in the crock pot or that's made as a one pot meal. So if you make spaghetti or a pasta dish that's just in one pot, I always find that's the easiest thing to clean up. But I always tend to use tin foil and stuff like that so that everything's easy to wash up, because I'm quite lazy. Number 3, what's my favourite Pinterest dish? Well, I found a recipe on Pinterest, I think it was on Pinterest, by the Kitchen Witch, which was for the peanut butter chocolate bars, and I make those all the time for friends and colleagues, and they love those. But I don't really tend to go on Pinterest much. I just tend to use YouTube and the internet. Number 4, what's your healthiest dish that you make? Well, I do try to be healthy because I have always struggled with my weight. I have got a few healthy recipes on my channel, so I've got like a lasagna, a milkshake, flapjacks and things, and I always try to cut away fat and things like that out of the recipes, try to use less sugar and things. And one of my good friends on YouTube, Betty Given, whose channel is Betty's Kitchen, she always tries to use lower fat ingredients, like using reduced fat sour cream, cream cheese, things like that when you're cooking. So I always follow her advice, and she's been a great inspiration to me. What's my favourite soup to make? I would say it's not really a soup, it's a dish that we make where I come from in Staffordshire, in Stoke, and it's called lobby, and it's really like a stew. So it's potatoes and vegetables and meat, which you cook, and it was made up of like leftovers and things like that. So I would say that's my favourite type stew soup. But there is a soup on YouTube that I've made before that I love, by Amy's Kitchen, and it's for a tortellini soup, and it's like minestrone. We really enjoyed that. Stop laughing, Eric. What's the most unique dish that you make? I would say that it's, again, is my roast beef, because the family always ask me to make roast beef because they say that it's the nicest beef that they've tasted when I make it. So I would say that's the most unique dish that I make. My favourite pasta dish, I absolutely love spaghetti, and I was really impressed with Cricket's recipe for spaghetti that she put on. But I do like pasta dishes, so I really like lasagna. We go to an Italian restaurant and called San Marco's in Blackpool, and that really is the best lasagna. But I do like Paula Dean's recipe for lots of meat lasagna as well, and I have made that before. So I would say anything with pasta really, because I'm a bit of a carb addict. What's your kids' favourite meal? Well, I've not really got kids, just these kids, and they and I give my dogs a raw diet. So my dogs have steak and vegetables every day, but it's all a raw diet. So I would say that these are my kids, and that's my kids' favourite meal. And which dish the last question is, which dish do you always bring to parties, potlucks or gatherings? I would say that I always tend to bring the dessert whenever I'm going over to the families for a meal. I always tend to make the cakes or the desserts. So I would say that I always take that. So I always tend to like make a trifle, or what did I make last? I made like this cherry trifle that I took, or cheesecake or something like that. I would like to tag Betty's Kitchen and Hands That Cook to do this challenge, and I will also tag my good friend Paula Simpson as well, and I will put their channels in the description box below. And I hope that's okay. I'll try and get round to the TMI one as well, because we're just on holiday at the moment in the Lake District, and it's absolutely keying it down with rain outside. So this has been an ideal opportunity to do it, because the dogs won't walk in the rain because they're so marred. So I hope you have enjoyed my answers, and take care.